Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
I love Chip Chipperoo, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love Chip Chipperoo.
I'm sure Joan Jett would love this rendition.
I don't think anyone loves that rendition. Chip Chipperoo, everyone.
Hello, friends.
We are here to record a Bob's Credits episode.
The first Easter episode?
I think that is correct.
I think so, too. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
I loved this episode so much.
You are getting ahead of yourself, but I'm with you.
Okay. What do we need to do?
I am absolutely with you. Before we get started on anything at all, we have some new patrons to thank, and we have to burger pun their names. First up, want to say thank you to Sam Marshall.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam Marshall. Moving forward, you will be known as the Clam Mar Shallot Burger.
Nothing says yum like clams in a burger.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it.
Maybe some fried clams.
Oh, I like that. A little too chewy, maybe?
I don't know.
I think it'd be good.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sam. And joining you is Madison Heath. Madison Heath, moving forward, you will be known as the Radisson Peeth Burger.
Like peas, but with a lisp?
But with a little lisp.
That's your go-to.
I love saying burgers like a little kid for our patrons. Thank you so much to the two of you. We are so excited to have you join us on Patreon, where we've got all sorts of new things available. We have 4 whole tiers to choose from based on how much content you'd like from us. We're having a lot of fun over there.
We certainly are. February 9th is our first live watch party. We're all going to watch some episodes together. You basically watch and we can chat together as we watch. And then February 16th, we are doing our first live trivia show. So if you want to participate in any of those, go check out our new tiers. That's patreon.com/bobscredits. And sign up if you want to play along.
Yeah, I think for that one in particular, it's our Practically Teddy tier.
It practically certainly is.
Yeah, go check it out. We are having so much fun, and we would love to have you join us. And obviously, with every tier, you get your name burger punned here on the show as well, which is always a good time.
Also, okay, I know we're spending a lot of time talking about this, but Max and I designed our exclusive Patreon merch for, what's the tier up from that?
We have Move Over Teddy.
Okay.
After Practically Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have basically Bob Belcher.
So Move Over Teddy, you get this exclusive shirt that will not be sold on our shop. Should I tell them what it is? Or is it only for...
They can go look at it on the
Oh, it's there?
Patreon, yeah.
Oh my God, I want one so bad.
Yeah.
I hate when we design things that I just have to have.
So yeah, go check it out.
All right.
We have a lot of stuff to get into here with this episode. But before we get into the episode, Skylar has taken the facts today. So
The fun facts,
which means I do a Skylar sides, aka the fun facts before the fun facts, aka Max's Munchies.
Dish it, girl.
All right, I've got a good one for you. Have you ever wondered what fans say to the voice casts whenever they see them out and about and recognize that it's them?
I cannot say that I have, stayed up at night saying, I wonder what happens when a fan sees
Oh, that's all I do.
Kristen Shaw.
That's like when we're sitting and having like deep conversations, that's what's in my brain mostly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Jumping around in there.
So many possibilities. I have not thought about that, but I am intrigued.
Okay, so during an interview in preparation for the movie, Screen Rant asked that question, and here's how each person responded.
Okay, fun.
Kristen Shaw, who is Louise, of course, said, they say, "Oh, that's my favorite show. I watch that show with my kids. I watch that show with my wife. They really do express how the show has brought them together with someone else in their world." H. John Benjamin replied, "They don't say lines from the show to you?" Kristen Shaw said, "They don't." Dan Mintz, who voices Tina, says, "A lot of people say, 'Oh, I've heard of that show.'" And H. John Benjamin replies, "I'll check that out." And Larry Murphy, who does the voice of Teddy, says, "How is that pronounced? What is it?" Eugene Merman, who does Gene, "I've never seen it, but my niece likes it." And H. John Benjamin says, "Is that the Rick and Morty one?" "No, it's the other one."
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Was John Roberts there?
I'm sure he was. Just didn't chime in at this point. But wow, bad timing for a Rick and Morty reference, but still.
Why?
Oh, go Google Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland.
I don't want to.
Yeah, let's just say he's no longer doing the voices of Rick and Morty.
Oh, I cannot possibly take any more disturbing news today.
I won't tell you. Just
Like-
I'm just saying. Anyway,
That made me want to hang out with the cast. I actually want to do like a silly fun fact from the episode right now because it kind of relates.
sure. You can't not do Skylar's sides, huh? It's like
It's
it's
my
ingrained in
baby.
you. Yeah.
This is a very boring fun fact, but I want to tell you because at Paley Fest, they played a clip from this episode, Eggs for Days. Worst fun fact ever. But I wanted to mention it to you because I have been to a few Paley Fest panels, and if Bob's Burgers is ever invited to Paley Fest, you absolutely must go. Like, it's worth flying out to LA for. It is just the most intimate conversations with the cast. And like, I went to the Parenthood one. I went to the Mad Men one.
We did Sunny. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, that was a great one. That was a
Yeah.
smaller theater.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally just chatting with the cast. I mean, listening to them chat. So your conversation you just read to me was like, if you ever want that experience, go look up the Paley Fest schedule and see if Bob's Burgers will be there. That could be like such an amazing experience.
Yeah, I wonder if it's similar with Comic-Con or if Comic-Con's just too big.
I think Paley Fest is very, very special. Even the word Comic-Con kind of overwhelms me.
That makes sense. Are you ready for a little Bob pun or Max pun?
I sure am.
Okay, this week we are doing Store Next Door.
Fun.
Your first pun is, "That's a doorbells."
Max.
Bob. Your next pun is, "A ton in the oven. Big and tall baby clothes."
Bob's.
Yes. Knock on wood. Wooden door store.
Max.
Yes. And your final pun is, "Get it off your chest. Men's body waxing."
I think I remember actually reading this one on Bob, so I'm going to go Bob's.
Max.
That is good. That's funny, Max.
Wow, and you actually read it on Bob somehow.
I said I
do
think.
not know.
I said I think. That was really good. You should be very proud of yourself
I am
for that
proud of
one.
myself again. Hey, use these on the show. I'm happy to let you, Bob's creators, please just use one of my puns. I would be so honored.
You wouldn't even charge a thing.
Oh, no, not at all. Although if you want to pay me, that's fine too. Should we get into this episode a little bit?
Let's do it.
Okay, Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 7, Episode 16, please?
The title is Eggs for Days. The annual Easter egg hunt is on, and the competition between Bob and Linda is fierce, much to the kids' horror. Enter Jellybean Schnapps, too drunk/hungover to remember where the last egg was hidden. A rotten stench takes over the house and the restaurant. Will they have to close the restaurant for the holy day? Beef boom? And who's the monster hiding in the wall where the last egg lays?
This episode came out on April 2nd, 2017. It was written by Lizzie Molyneux and Wendy Molyneux and directed by Brian Loschiavo. Where do we want to start with this one? What an episode. I'll start.
I love that.
This episode makes me never want to drink again.
Ever.
They nail the pain of a hangover, especially when you're older, so well.
Yes. What does Bob say when he sits up in bed? He's like, my something hurts. And I was like, oh, that's such a good description of a hangover.
Yeah, I don't remember. My eyes? My something like...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we somehow watched this episode 3 times before recording this. But the second time we watched it, we were watching it in the morning, and I hadn't eaten anything. I just had black coffee. And coffee on an empty stomach for me is like a 20th of a hangover. Like I start to feel like I'm hungover. So I felt this. I felt the pain.
Yeah, it's when Linda is like, I got to throw up. No, I can't. I got to go back into bed. That like back and forth where you can't like, you don't know what's more urgent.
Yes.
To lay down because your head is spinning or to go vomit because you're feeling it.
It's horrible. Would you like a fun schnapps fun fact while we're here?
Yeah, why not?
Would you like to know what the brand of the schnapps is?
Oh, on the show.
On the show.
Yes, please.
Molyneux. An ode to the Molyneux sisters.
The Molyneux schnapps. Schnapps are awful across the board, I think.
Whew. I feel like everyone has a distinct schnapps memory. Mine was not jelly bean, but you know, those first years when you're drinking, we did peppermint patties.
Oh, no. I had to come back. I was drinking off the mic. I had to come back onto the mic to say
you were like, oh. Which, if you're not familiar, I think you like squeeze chocolate syrup in your mouth and then shoot peppermint schnapps or something like that.
Oh my God, what do we do to ourselves when we're young?
Why
do we do this to ourselves?
I know. Do you have a schnapps experience?
No, but I do remember like when you're young and you first kind of like are drinking, or at least like, I mean, not legal to drink, but start kind of drinking. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. But you want to try everything. Mm-hmm. So you try all like those flavored liqueurs and stuff like that, and it's not a fun experience. You learn what makes you hurt.
Yes.
Pretty quickly.
I was such an old man. I liked vodka tonics.
That's fine. Like, just get straight into that. Yeah. Skip all like the
don't. We saw how that ended up for me.
True,
but
the cream, like liqueurs and like
creamsicle
and like the what's it called? Jägermeister.
Oh, that was so Jaeger bombs. That was so popular.
Oh my God. I had one of these set times where I'd had too much Jägermeister and was turned off of it for the rest of my life because of how I felt the day after. I can't even smell it now.
I'm getting like nauseous.
Yeah, sorry.
Shall we move on from...
We should move on.
Okay. Although I have one more thing.
Yeah.
I was in the prime... Was it called Four Locos?
Yeah, Four Loco when they
which
first
is
came out.
Which is like illegal now or something.
Well, they had to change the recipe apparently because they were, yeah.
That's what I was in college. Does anyone else remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay.
And then people were like scrambling to get the ones that were on the shelves when they were going to change it.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch this stuff. Disgusting. So now that we've gotten over our hangovers, how did you feel about this episode as a whole, Max?
Sorry, I just took another drink of my Four Loco.
You sure? You're just drinking away over there.
I know. I love this episode. I think the Molyneux sisters just know this family so well and know the humor so well. Everyone's firing on all cylinders in this episode, but Tina is so funny in this episode, just like naturally funny, like not as like a TV character, but like her lines, like where she says to her parents when they walk in and they're hungover, she says, "Don't take this the wrong way, but you both look like Nicolas Cage right now." Cracks me up. Every time we watched it, I laughed out loud to that one.
And once again, we watched it 3 times in the span of like a week.
Yeah, it's smart humor.
I agree with you. I think Jean has a lot of great lines. Louise and Bob and Linda are hysterical. I love a competitive moment for them. But you're right. Tina is so like underratedly funny in this episode. I remember when like Bob is in the crawl space and she's like, "I miss you, Dad." He's like, "I'm right here." And she's like, "It's not the same."
It's so funny. I love that the episode is all contained to their home and their restaurant.
I agree.
And I don't know. It's just like, it's such like a special, like compact episode because it all takes place there. But we get this family all doing what they do best or worst, and Teddy gets to come into the mix.
It's truly perfect. Like, you have Linda and Bob, which they're not, yes, you see them in the restaurant together a lot, but they're not paired together for episodes all the time. And then you get the kids who are not doing their own schemes. They're working together as like, oh my gosh, this is the most horrible day of our lives. And one line that is so hysterical for me is when Teddy gets bitten by the monster. He's like screaming, and it's this dramatic thing, and then he just stops and he goes, "Are you going to be open for lunch?"
Yes.
Like the most Teddy line.
It's so good. And speaking of the monster, this is where we meet Big Baby Pudding Snatcher.
I mean, when I thought the episode couldn't get better, enter
Big Baby Pudding Snatcher.
Yes.
First of all, Molyneux Sisters, great name for a raccoon.
Great name. Pays off in the plot.
Pays off. I love why she's named that. I think her little... We're going to get more into them. Spoiler for the end credits, but
tell us why they...
Call her Big Baby Pudding Snatcher.
Yes.
Because she swipes Linda's pudding cups.
In the alley.
That Linda eats in the alley for some reason.
Well, not for some reason. Where else is she going to eat them? In the bathroom?
Yes.
It's disgusting.
That's gross. That's gross. But I do love Big Baby Pudding Snatcher and her little babies. The babies are so cute.
I do have a little bit of an epiphany here that I'm probably reading way too much into, but maybe not. Linda kind of really sympathizes with Big Baby Pudding Snatcher because she's a mother. She's like, this raccoon is tired. She just had, 3 kids. She has this pressure to have her body bounce back. It's really funny, all this stuff Linda says. But then I realize that this raccoon has 3 kids.
Yeah.
Just like Linda. It really pays off in the credits, but I think it's very purposeful and it's a very, very sweet.
Of course. I completely agree. And shameless plug, we've got our raccoon's name tee.
Which is becoming a bestseller.
Yeah, where it lists, and it's also on a mug, but it lists all the raccoon's names, Little King Trashmouth and Big Baby Pudding Snatcher and El Diablo and Gary. It's a really funny t-shirt, and if you want it, it's over at our shop, bobscredits.com/shop.
Oh, I also love learning inside facts that we never see on the show. So I love that Linda, instead of taking a smoke break, probably takes a pudding break in the alley. That's hysterical. But the fact that this is a bonding experience between her and Teddy, and that Teddy is there and just as invested, is just wonderful. Another part that was so funny to me, and it reminded me of when I talked to you about something that I'm really interested in and maybe you're not as interested in. When Linda's like, which raccoon is it? And she's like, I need markings, I need size, I need fur consistency. I loved it so much.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Another thing I love is just like at the end when the kids admit that they don't like this egg hunt, but they do it for their parents is so sweet. It's just a sweet moment. They do it because they know it. The parents seem to love it so much, even though it makes them miserable.
And Linda loves it. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. I love these kids. I love this family. It's really one of those episodes. Mm-hmm. One last thing, I just had to point out another funny moment that I laughed out loud 3 times when they're hungover and Linda and Bob are trying to piece together what happened. They go to the map, the egg map, to see if they filled it out. And what happens and what line do we love?
Bob says, did I write Linda is a fart?
Yes.
And he goes, that's funny.
So genuinely.
That's so me.
Yeah.
I just love Bob. I
think you're best friends with Bob.
Bob's my soulmate. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You understand.
I'm not offended at all.
Yeah.
One last thing before I get into some quick fun facts. I was making fun of a YouTuber. Sorry. I am human. When Max and I were watching YouTube the other day, and he was talking about Harry Potter stuff, and he just was taking it so seriously. I just said to the TV, I was like, it's not real, right? And Max just turns to me and says,
I think I said something like, we sit down every week and talk about animated characters like they've got They're like real lives and human.
I was like, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Anyway, do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, I'm ready for some fun facts.
Let's start at the beginning of the episode. The store next door in this episode is titled Lin-Manuel's Veranda's Patio Furniture.
Love it, yeah.
Our beloved Hamilton creator updated his Twitter background with a screenshot from the opening credits.
Oh, that's great. So is that like he still has that, or that was just when this aired?
I haven't checked it currently. I doubt that.
I can look real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not current.
This is the third time we see the crawl space. Had no idea that this would become such an iconic space.
No, yeah, from the very first season, episode 2, right?
Yes, which is crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a really, really tiny fact that I do not know how the internet Bob's loving sleuths find this stuff, but I really appreciate it. The DVD of Bachelor Party that we saw in the episode The Grandmama Pest Hotel, that DVD is laying on the floor in this episode as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
They just never picked it up. It's still there.
So those are my fun facts.
Oh, should we get in the end credits?
I would love to, because I got a lot to look for.
Yeah. Okay. So the last moment before these end credits, the egg has been discovered and removed from the home, and Teddy is running to it with the beach to throw it into the ocean like it's a bomb that's going to go off and blow up the entire city.
I love it.
I can still smell it. Dad, you're gonna have to burn that jumpsuit.
Hey, we should burn all of Dad's clothes.
Ooh, fun fashion bonfire. Yes, baby.
No.
Yeah. And in your face, Bob, I want
Street life, because there's no place I can go. Street life.
So after that last moment, Skylar, tell me what happens as we go into these end credits.
Well, we have a very new background in the end credits, which is black and white. And Big Baby Pudding Snatcher and her 3 cute little raccoon cubs, I don't know if they're called cubs, are walking the street.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see the alley
passing in the
past
background.
them.
And that's, yeah, like you said, the background's all black and white like normally is in the end credits, and Big Baby Pudding Snatcher and her crew are all
in color. And those little raccoons, those baby raccoons, are adorable.
Yeah.
And just FYI, the song that is playing is a cover of Randy Crawford's Street Life.
Now, I did a little research on this song.
Ooh,
I know you were on Fun Facts.
Oh, I never researched the song.
But sometimes I do. Yeah, I do the credits stuff.
Yeah.
So, a little bit more about Street Life. Yeah, Randy Crawford was the lead vocalist for the Crusaders, which was an American jazz group, and this song was released in 1979. It reached number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the US and hit number 5 on the UK singles chart.
Oh.
It's a pretty big song back then. And yeah, we get this wonderful version with John Roberts as Linda and Larry Murphy as Teddy singing the song. And it's...
Once again, this partnership, both just the characters, but now vocally, is comedic gold.
Yeah, and this is proof. One of the episodes we released on Patreon recently was a draft for who could have like the worst karaoke night out like group of people.
Yeah.
But these two would be in the best category, I feel like, if we did that draft and we were saying like the best people to go with. I would go with
100%.
Linda and or Teddy anytime to do karaoke.
If they called me up and was like, you have to drink jelly bean schnapps all night, but you get to come karaoke with me, Linda, I'm talking as Linda, and Teddy, I would just leave you right now.
Worth it.
I would just go.
So worth it. But if you want to hear who we picked for like the worst people to do that with, go
am I
listen
winning?
to our Patreon.
Is my team winning?
Yeah, we let our patrons vote on who's, and yeah, the team you picked for me to be the worst is destroying the team I picked for you.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it because I do think you should sign up for our Patreon, but I'll give you one person that I put on Max's team, which was, what's his name? He sings the sex.
Tommy Duranda.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the nail in my coffin from the get-go.
Maybe.
So, yeah, but there are a lot of other awful people.
Go check it out.
Let's see what these raccoons get into. Oh, Bisky, just our little pet raccoon just put his head in my lap. He loves the raccoons on this show.
He does love the raccoons. He knows it's lunchtime, though.
Oh,
That's why he's doing
He's working it right now.
Street life, it's the only life I know. Street life.
Okay, they're just walking. The little pups or cubs or whatever we're calling them are following their mother most of the time, but every now and then one of them will run off and do something, and one of them runs ahead of the screen, and when the camera catches up to them, they're getting into a empty pudding cup on the street.
Like mother, like daughter, or whomever. Mm-hmm. I love that. Also, do you remember when I asked Siri what raccoon was in French? Mm-hmm. Isn't it like raccoon?
Yeah, I don't remember. Rakakuni? You want to do it again?
Yeah. I also wanted to look up what a baby raccoon is called. What is raccoon in French?
Raton laveur.
Raton laveur.
So it's like rat.
Yeah. Raton laveur.
What is a baby raccoon called? Kits or cubs? Cute.
Oh, okay. You were right with cubs.
Kits. That's
I like
so
kits.
Cute.
We're going to call them kits from now on.
I love it.
Let's see what this mama and her kits get into throughout the rest of these credits.
And there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life, until you play your life away.
What happened there?
Well, first I just have to say that the strut of the raccoons and of the raccoon and kits with the song is utter perfection.
Yeah.
This is the song you want to strut to down an alley with discarded pudding cups.
Yeah, totally.
So then our kit in the back gets into, you have a better view, I think maybe a peanut butter jar, but he gets
a can or something.
Stuck like butt and tail in the air in this can, and it is adorable.
Adorable. Man, I love kits.
It sounds very British, doesn't it?
Oh, I love this kit. It's like a fit.
Well, isn't kit like a uniform?
Yeah, or a fit. I thought it was fit. Kit?
No,
That's my kit. Oh, you're right.
definitely
You're
not
kit.
fit.
Yeah, we've been watching a lot of Britbox. I should know this.
Street life. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh, street.
I had to pause it, even though Teddy and Linder's getting into it like crazy. So one of the raccoons again runs all the way off screen, but in the background, what do we see there?
Teddy is in a dumpster.
Yeah, he's like behind the dumpsters, but like he is in that. I don't think he's in the
Oh,
dumpster.
no, he's not. Although
They look closed.
They do look closed. He is behind it. Good catch. But he is watching these raccoons as if it is an HBO limited series.
There you go. And he is full color because obviously all the characters are in the end credits. Let's see what that other little raccoon just ran ahead. The little kit ran up for.
Kit is up on a barrel right now. So let's see what's up.
Life. Ba-da-ba. Street life. Street life.
So it just looks like it was curious, got up on a barrel, wanted to see things from a higher vantage point, and then jumped down and joined its family for the last moment we really see, which is what?
Linda behind some garbage and boxes.
Yeah, I think it's like the big dumpster behind Bob's itself.
Well, she's enjoying her pudding snack.
Yeah, she got a mouthful of pudding.
I feel like she has to eat her puddings in the alley because Jean would just go through all the pudding.
Yeah.
And Louise.
Yeah.
Did you like a pudding cup?
Who doesn't?
Love
Oh my God. Just classics in elementary school.
Love it.
This is probably just because you and I are theme park people and we enjoy this stuff, but for some reason these end credits remind me of a dark ride in that, like, I guess you're kind of like, you're just like going through the streets of like, if there was a Bob's Burgers dark ride and like Teddy pops up and then Linda pops up and
well,
they're just
now
kinda,
I
like,
need
moving.
this.
I know, trust me. I want a Bob's Burgers ride somewhere so badly.
Maybe we should make one.
We'll make it. Yeah, no problem.
No problem. I'm
It's easy
not
to make a theme park.
No. Well, you know, like they did the haunted mansion in their own backyard. That one.
Oh, those people.
I
yeah,
would
we
never
don't
do
have-
that.
no,
We are not like that.
I do not know how to build anything.
No. Max once hung this like.
I built a future with you.
Oh,
we just. Oh.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Wow. Sorry.
Happy early Valentine's Day, everyone.
I still want heart-shaped pancakes.
Okay.
If I woke up and you were like in the kitchen, like doing a little dance, making some pancakes.
I gotta get freaking early. You get up early. I've gotta beat you to get up.
I know. Love. Anyway, I want to just listen to this song because the visuals are so amazing, but I think their the performances are just as amazing. So let's listen through. At the end, it sounds like Linda is just like really trying too hard and like she sounds like she thinks she's amazing.
Yeah.
Which I think,
sounds like Linda.
You have to deliver that in your performance.
Sure.
You can't just deliver a straight song performance.
I agree.
Street life, because there's no place I can go. Street life, it's the only life I know. Street life, and there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life, until you play your life away. Street life, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
So good.
Oh, street life, ba-da-ba. Street life, street life.
Oh, it's so good. Highlights, lowlights for these end credits.
Every single thing is a highlight for me.
Yeah,
Every
I have
single
no
thing.
highlights. Look, I have no lowlights. I think we should go right into scoring because Biscuit needs lunch.
Do you want to do 1, 2, 3?
Yes. We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's
Okay, ready? 1,
1,
2,
2, 3,
3,
10.
10.
Oh, I love
Love
it.
it.
I love it. Yes. It's so rare, I feel like, for me, for a 10 to like not include the family as a whole, or like,
Yeah.
or something like big and elaborate. Mm-hmm. But these are just so, like we said, we've watched these so many times now. We just watched it 2 more times, and I could watch those little raccoons just walking by themselves, and to have Linda and Teddy pop up in the background watching them with a pudding cup, with this incredible cover of an amazing song. Like the song is so catchy. It's such a good song.
Such a good pairing.
Yeah, it's a easy 10 for me.
Easy 10. I don't have anything else to add except it warms my heart. It's weird, and I need things to be heartwarming and weird for it to scream Bob's Burgers to me, and it did that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And we learned that baby raccoons are called kits, so
I mean, bonus points for learning that.
yes, very educational.
So those are the end credits to Eggs for Days. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Go follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. What else do people have to do? You can follow us personally on Instagram. I'm at Oh Hello It's Max. Skylar is...
No crying and cooking.
What else?
That's it.
Anything else you want to say to everyone before
Just
we get
check
out
out Patreon. If you're looking for a community, I think it's really nice. I think one of my favorite things that I didn't expect Patreon is that we're really there for each other if one of us has a hard day. And like, yes, we bond through Bob's Burgers, but if you're looking for more connection in your life, I think this would be a really cool gift to give yourself.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it's, again, I know we repeat ourselves over and over, but it's just like, there's something about Bob's Burgers fans that are just, that have big hearts and are the kindest group of people. And so like to have us all together, it's just, you can see that and you feel that. And it's just wonderful that the show brings people like that together.
Yes, well
Okay.
said.
What else do you have to say before we get out of here?
I'm just going to say stay snatchy.
Oh, I like that. Snatch those pudding cups. I could go for one right now.
Oh, God, I could.